Hey guys, I'm David. I'm one of the trainers at Athletic Edge Aberdeen. And to keep you guys going through lockdown, when most of you probably don't have any access to a gym, what we're going to be doing is putting together some exercise classes for you to keep you going at home. Today's class is an abs blast class. It requires no kit of any kind. All you need is a bit of space to maneuver and a strong will, because what we're going to do is we're going to work an abs matrix, which can be particularly difficult if you really push yourself, but also, not to scare you away, as a beginner it can be appropriate as well, because you just push as hard as you're able depending on how you're feeling while you're going. I'll demonstrate the exercises as we go and I will run through it with you. Unfortunately, due to music licensing, there will be no music, so best thing to do is get your playlist set up as well to play alongside this. Just make sure you can hear my teaching points as we go as well. We're going to start with some simple mobility movements just to loosen everything off and make sure there's no issues with the lower back, the hips, any of those areas that might affect us during the workout. So, stand yourself up. I'll make sure I'm on shot on this. And we're just looking for some leans, side to side. And what you're going to find during the warm-up is this is when your body is going to talk to you. It's going to tell you what's feeling tight, what's feeling sore, what needs some work, and just ensures you're fully equipped to do the workout, and you'll know if any of the exercises we do aren't going to be suitable before we do them. Now, after we've loosened ourselves up with those leans, we're going to widen our foot stance and do the same thing but with the hands up above the head. This just brings the stretch slightly higher up into the obliques and into those muscles in and around the ribs called the serratus. That's good, just side to side there. And then from that same position, pull from the hips and then just reach and rotate from side to side. Now, we're going to do a relatively quick warm-up here. Feel free to do a much more comprehensive one at home if you feel like you need to warm yourself up, or if you're exercising in a cold space especially. Good, and now that we're back on feet a little bit closer together, nice and even, and then just use those arms to help create some rotation from side to side. That's good. Okay, so shake down and grab a seat. Now, the way a matrix works is it's 5 exercises. Each exercise is 30 seconds long. So round 1, we just do exercise 1. Then for round 2, we do 1 plus a new one. Then for round 3, 1, 2, 3, and you get the idea. So when you get to the 5 exercises in a row, that's 2.5 minutes of consecutive work without rest. And then when you get to the end of that, turn it around and you run back down the other way. So by the end of the workout, you'll have done all the exercises 6 times each for 30 seconds, and it precisely fits into a half-hour class with the warm-up included as well. So with no further ado, we will get started. Our first exercise here is abdominal crunches. Now this one, I would hope nearly everyone has done before. Lie back, feet flat on the floor, tuck your chin in like you're holding a satsuma underneath it, hands on top of the legs, or you can reach for the sky, whatever feels more comfortable, or support your head if you feel like you get a tight neck. And we're just going to crunch for 30 seconds. Off we go. Now I've got the clock up there behind me, so we will know that we are on track. There'll be no personal trainer time, extra seconds here, just the 30 seconds we're looking for. Now the key with this is to get a good range of motion. A lot of times people end up staying at the top. What we want is to elongate the abs and then contract them in. So you want those shoulders, and I always do it till my head touches the floor, all the way back, and then up. And that's your 30 seconds there. That's good. Now this time round, we do those abdominal crunches again, and then we follow them up with ankle taps. Now I'll show you ankle taps from the front and the side. Feet planted again, you're crunched up, but what you do is if your arms out, and you reach, and you tap your ankles like so. And that will be our second exercise. So first we go for the crunches again. So we'll get stuck straight in from now, off we go. The thing with this is you get short breaks between them on round 1 because I'm always showing you a new exercise. But when we go back down the other way, we have the bonus of not needing to do that. So all the exercises are consecutive with no demos, which makes it a pretty tough run the second time round. Make sure and breathe on these as well. You do well to breathe out on the up phase, in on the down, but generally speaking,
whatever feels right for you should be good. Okay, let's transition into those ankle taps. So you stay up in the crunch position and go side to side, like so. Now, if like me, you haven't done a lot of exercise since Christmas and the new lockdown, it'll probably be burning already, and that's fine. You can stop at any point and then just restart once you're ready to get back in there. As long as you're working hard, I am very happy with you. Okay, good. That's 30 seconds on our ankle taps as well. Our third exercise in the chain is going to be leg raises. This is one of the most commonly incorrectly performed exercises I find when teaching. The most important thing when you're doing a leg raise is not that the legs go all the way up and all the way down, it's that your back stays flat and your core stays engaged. Because what tends to happen is, the legs are up, we're looking good, then as you come down, the back arches, and at the bottom, your legs are nice and straight, you've got this massive arch in your back. Well, that's the equivalent of bending your fingers back. The weight isn't actually on the muscles, it's on the joint. So what we're looking for here is for the legs to be up, and for it to be smoothed down, and once you feel that back starting to come up, so let's say you feel it here, you then just go back to the top. Now if you find that too difficult with straight legs, do it with bent legs. That's fine too. And if you feel that's more comfortable to get all the way to the floor, that's fine as well. I promise you it will be hard enough after the other two, the crunches and the ankle taps, which we will start right now. Crunches first. That's good. The funny thing is, I'm probably finding this harder than you are right now. Lengthy layouts don't do well for trainers. We tend to eat and get lazy. Good. Now set those feet. Time for the ankle taps. Off we go. Over halfway on this one. Keep it up, guys. Doing well. Important to keep the shoulder blades off the floor so that you aren't just getting friction through your shoulders as you go. That's good. Now on to the leg raises. I'm going to do mine with slightly soft knees because I've had issues with my back recently. And that just takes a little bit of the weight away from it. That's good. Control is everything. Controlling the tempo, controlling your shape. You get both of those right, you're going to be in good shape. 5 more seconds. Good. Right, hold there for a second. The fourth exercise in the chain is going to be leg sweeps. This one, again, I will show you front facing, but I'll also show you side facing as well. Now, the most important thing with this is, when I put my arms down, they're going to be like this, with the palm on the floor. This allows me to brace my upper body to prevent it from twisting off the floor. So I lie back, brace those arms at the side, legs up like they were before, head resting back on the floor, and this time, it's like windscreen wipers. We go side to side. The hips go all the way across, but notice the shoulders stay planted, the hands stay planted. This works those obliques, those muscles inside, those love handles. But first, we've got the crunches, we've got the ankle taps, and we've got the leg raises as well. So let's get stuck straight back in. Crunches first, 30 seconds, off we go. That's good. Probably starting to feel a bit more warm now. Muscles starting to ache a little bit less. As they get some blood through them, as the body starts putting those natural painkillers in there to stop the burn. Just a few more. Good. Now we're looking for the ankle taps. 30 seconds. Off we go. If you're finding this one too easy, Just make sure you crunch high enough, and also make sure you've not got your feet so close that you can just tap without moving far enough away that you've got to have that little bit of a reach. And now those leg raises. Set in place. Again, don't let that back arch up. Smooth down. And smooth out. Again, if you've got issues with the back, if you've got any problems with stability, bend those knees a little bit. Reduce the range of motion. The main thing is that you're comfortable in the exercise. Don't want to kill ourselves in our first class back after a long layoff. That's good, just a couple more. Excellent, now we go for those leg sweeps. Arms braced to the sides, rotate across, and back. For some people this is an easy one, for others this is a bit more challenging, but it will definitely be one of those ones where it gives you that unexpected little ache either tomorrow or the next day. Because it's working muscles you maybe don't normally use in your core, lower back, hips, and just those muscles at the sides as well. All good stuff. Good, hold there. Now we've only got one exercise left in our chain, and that is our abdominal plank. So, abdominal plank can be done in one of two ways. It can either be done on the forearms or on the hands. I tend to find it easier to do it on the forearms because it means you can concentrate on your abs rather than worrying about hand position, burning the shoulders, all that kind of stuff. So, what you're looking for with this is to have your hands underneath your shoulders, hips forwards, back straight. And you just hold the position if you're on your hands. And if you're on your forearms, make sure your elbows are just in front of your shoulders or underneath them. Because if you're underneath them, you can end up coming over the top like that. Just in front or underneath. Again, same deal. Set and hold the position for the 30 seconds. So this is going to be one of the two hardest rounds. This is going to be our 5 in a row, starting with the crunches. And we're nearly done with these. I'm pretty sick of them. I'm sure you are too. But it's just 2 more times through with the crunches and then we're through with them. So, 30-second crunches, off we go. Again, making sure full range of motion, touching that head back to the floor each time. And don't force it. Smooth movement. Good, and into the ankle taps. Keep it up, guys, you're doing well. And now the leg raises. Soft knees, smooth down, and smooth up. Don't let that back arch up. Stay strong, stay stable. Control over at speed. Don't rush it. Doesn't matter how many you get. If you do it the right way, you'll get much more out of the movement. Good, now the sweeps. Ten more seconds. Good. And now we turn into the abdominal plank. Onto those forearms or the hands. 30 seconds. Don't let those hips drop, but at the same time, don't have that bum too high. Nice and flat back. Nice straight body. Head up, just whatever feels comfortable. Over halfway already. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Take a little rest. That's the halfway stage. We're doing really well so far, so just got to keep it up. So what we're going to do in the interim is we're just going to do a couple of little stretches, ease off some of that tension. So the first one we're going to do is a nice cobra stretch. So lie on your front, like you're going to do a press up, push up with the arms, arch the back, lift the head, and just take deep breaths into your belly. And this will just help stretch out some of that tension in your hip flexors and in your abdominals from all the crunching movements we've just done. And just relax into it. This shouldn't be too traumatic. This should be relatively nice. Good. Ease that one off. Now bring yourself into a seated cross-legged position. Take one hand, put it behind you. And then the other arm and lean over the top. Now, important while you're doing this, you keep both butt cheeks glued to the floor, because if you let your bum come up, you don't really get a very good stretch. Good, same deal the other side. One hand behind. Lean to the side. And ease that one off as well. Okay, so the way it works on the reverse is we turn it around. So what was once number 1 is now number 5, and what was number 5 is now number 1. So we start with the plank and we finish with the crunches. And then once we've done that 5 in a row, the crunches drop off. And then we do up to the ankle taps. And then the next time they drop off, so we'll go 5 exercises, 4, then 3, then 2, until all we're doing is the plank on its own at the end. Because there'll be no demos between rounds, it'll be a shorter rest between rounds. If you need to take a little bit longer, take a little bit longer. Join in when you're ready, okay? And this is one of the times where it is good to have the music on, because that can help push you through those final moments, and it helps prevent you from hearing me grunting and groaning as it gets pretty tough in this final phase as well. Right, so we start with the plank. I'm going to go the other way around this time, just so it's easy to look up the clock from where I am. And this time as well, I'm going to do it up on my hands, just for those of you doing it on hands as well. So, 30 seconds of plank, off we go. It's good. Don't let that back arch. Hold in position. Draw that belly button in. Nice and braced, nice and comfortable. Soft elbows, just so you don't lock out through them. Just got 10 more seconds, easy peasy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cool, now we're into those leg sweeps. Lie back, plant hands, and sweep side to side. Good. Just 5 more seconds. Good. And now the leg raises. Smooth down, smooth up. Doing these after the leg sweeps will make them a little bit harder. So don't be concerned if it's feeling tougher than it was before. Again, you can just bend those knees a bit more. Or just do less reps. Doing really well, guys. Keep it up. Good. Ankle taps next. Side to side. Good, nearly there. And now one last time, we hit those crunches. Definitely be glad to see the back of these ones. Good. We'll take 10 seconds and we start again. Now this time we just do the 4. We are done with the crunches. So it's just going to be the 4, starting with that abdominal plank. Let's get into position again. Again, I'm going to go on my hands this time around. 30 seconds. Off we go. Control the breathing, keep the belly button tucked in, soft elbows, and don't let those hips dip. Stay strong in your position. Just a few more seconds. That's good. And now we go into those leg sweeps. So on the back, plant hands, let's go. Good. And make sure those shoulders stay planted. The more you keep your shoulder pinned down, the bigger the rotation of the spine is when your legs go across. The bigger the rotation, the bigger the repetition, the stronger the engagement on those muscles. And now into the leg raises. I'm going to go properly soft with my knees this time, just because those hip muscles are feeling really tight. Again, common for this. Ten more seconds, nearly there. Good, and now we're into the ankle taps for one last go on these as well. Again, shoulders off the floor. Seeing as it's that last time, crunch that a little bit higher this time, get a really good squeeze on it. Okay, good. We've only got 3 more rounds to go, and there's only 3 exercises in this next round. So we've got our plank, we've got our sweeps, we've got our leg raises. It's getting shorter, it's getting easier, we're getting closer to the end. So let's start with that plank. 30 seconds, off we go. If anyone's finding their arms and their abs are getting too tired now, you can do it on your knees as well. Just make sure it isn't on your knees with your butt back. You've still got those hips forwards, so you get that good engagement through your core. But otherwise, stay strong and stay on the feet if you can. 5 more seconds. Good, now we're into those sweeps. Plant palms flat. Nice big rotations, and we know we need big rotations for big engagements. It's all about the quality of what we do rather than how many we get, so don't rush this. Nice and smooth. Simple movements done well. Beat anything else, hands down. Okay, now let's do those leg raises one more time. Set the hands, off we go. This is another one I will be glad to see the back of. Tough exercise. Just 5 more seconds, nearly there, team. Good. 2 exercises left. Straight back in. Abdominal plank. 30 seconds, off we go. That's good. Home stretch now. Ten more seconds. Okay, leg sweeps, one last time. Plant hands, legs up, and across. So we're going to go from this, straight into our last plank, and then you're done. So we're nearly there. So stay strong, let's finish this the way we started it. With good quality, good control, and a really good effort and mindset. Good. And one last plank. So we're on the forearms again this time, just for fun. Last 30 seconds of hard work, off we go. If anyone wonders why I keep looking up, there's a clock behind me. It's helping me keep time. Nearly there. 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now settle yourself back down onto that mat. And let's take that straight into another one of those cobra stretches. I won't run through the full catalogue of stretches that you should do after a workout, but I will show you a couple that I think will help reduce your aches and pains tomorrow. This is the first one. Do it now and also do it before you go to bed as well. That will definitely help you sit up in bed tomorrow morning. Okay, now bring yourself up. This is to get those hip flexor muscles here that can be quite tight after the leg raises. And just stay upright and dial forwards. And you'll want to do this on both sides. I'm only going to show you on the one side just now, but you'll want to do it on both sides. Why not? Let's just do both sides. So switch, set, and again, don't lean forwards because you want to lengthen the muscles to give them a good stretch. That's good, and ease that one off as well. Stand yourselves up, some good rotations side to side, make sure everything's still feeling like it's moving nicely. Some good leans. Give yourself a shake down. And a round of applause from me to you. Good job. Well done. Thank you for taking part. And hopefully see you on another class. Thank you very much.